And now, the female perspective with your hosts, Barbie Bonder, Kathy Whitmire, and Arlene Thalon.
Hi, and welcome to the Female Perspective. I'm Barbie Bonder, LCSW.
Hi, I'm Kathy Whitmire, LMHC.
And I'm Arlene Thalon, the psychotherapist.
And today we are discussing the balance of life, love, and career.
You're talking about juggling life issues and problems. That balance is like the most unresolved issue.
The Holy Grail.
That exactly that everybody strive to achieve.
Yeah, everybody wants to be a good mom.
Mother.
You want to have your career. You want to do good at school.
You want to be independent. You want to be strong.
You're either dating or you want to please your husband. You want to make your marriage work.
You got to make some money.
You got to make money. You got to make sure that the house is in order.
The kids are fed and they go to school and their uniforms
a stripper
are clean.
Behind closed doors.
Huh?
A stripper behind closed doors.
I'm tired already just talking about all
I know it is. It's exhausting.
So let's you want to just jump straight into it?
Okay, what is the balance? What is it? What are we trying to balance? We're trying to balance.
Nobody's perfect.
Well, the image of
the
illusion. The illusion. That's
there you
better.
Go. That's better. I like that.
The illusion of handling it all together and having everything on point without looking stressful or looking like a mad clown.
Like the illusion of keeping it together.
Yeah.
Is that like kind of accurate?
Yeah.
Right? Looking like you have everything.
That you have everything in order.
The Kelly Ripa myth.
The Kelly Ripa myth, right?
That's what we're talking about here. Your life, career, family, everything tied up.
And then
nice,
she's cute and she's charming and she's funny and
great shoes.
We are the
great
Jones.
shoes.
We are the Joneses. We are the Joneses. That's what we are doing.
Exactly. And that's exhausting. And the problem is, I think a lot of people strive for that or think that there's an answer or think that there's a certain perfection that comes with that. And, you end up, like you said, because it's an illusion, you end up failing. And then you feel miserable that every
guilty that, I didn't get to see my kids except for, right before bedtime. And
exactly. That's me all day.
Right.
The guilt is there. When you're working and you got your kids in activities and you have to be on the field for football practice and you got to be for the football games early in the morning. I was there for track, trying to come here and balance that. You want to be in a stand. So when your child looks up, they're looking at your
right. There's mom.
Yeah, but then you have to make money to pay the bills and you have to, be in the kitchen and cook because you don't want DCF knocking on your door for being a neglectful parent.
Yeah. And you still have to be there and do the homework. Let's not forget about homework.
Oh, yes.
It's tough. I don't know if there's
exhausting.
And people say 50-50, but we can't do 50 because it's not two halves either. So what do we do? 33%, 33%.
I don't even think you could do 33%.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what you just have to do the best that you can when you're in that situation right there. You look at different careers as far as careers like when you take home work, like as far as like being a teacher or basically anybody in the social field, you bring homework. We know you're not supposed to. I mean, that's the ideal of it. You 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever your cutoff is, you leave your work there and you come home and that's supposed to be home time. In actuality, who really does it?
Well, I do now. So, but that's
congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up.
So I was actually talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she just recently had a baby not that long ago, but she's back at work.
Oh.
So she's got one that's in school. She has, a semi-newborn, and then her and her husband. And, her schedule is crazy. She's up at 4 a.m. so she can breastfeed and take care of the little one. And then she's, getting the other one ready for school, then drops them off. She goes into work. Her husband picks up the newborn. She doesn't get out till around 6.
Oof.
She picks up the other one from aftercare. He's already feeding one of them.
Right.
And then by the time she gets home, she has to, spend time with the one she didn't spend time with because she's the older one and kind of watch her and take care of her and be there and be present, bathe her, put her to bed.
When is the time for mom and dad to?
And that's exactly
they're exhausted.
And
they're
that's exactly
passed out on the couch.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about. She listened to the show when we discussed marriage and divorce and stuff like that, and she was telling me like, please tell me when am I even supposed to like dedicate time to my husband and to being sexy and to all these things.
And
She's
when
like,
the babies are so little, it's so tough because we're now getting into the, oh, we can leave them, you know, with grandma for one night and we get a night out. And that's, you know, we try not to abuse. So once a month,
they don't live here.
Oh, so they're all alone.
Right. So
that's even tougher.
You know, aside from that though, she was telling me she's like, by the time that we're done with the day, she's like, and everyone's kind of in bed. She's like, the last thing I want to do is be cute and be sexy and, you know,
because she's tired.
She's like, I'm like ready for bed. Yeah. You know, she's like, I'm like ready to pass out. She's like, so how do you balance?
Stop looking at me, ladies.
I don't know what you were all.
No, I'm just listening to the show.
He's just smiling quietly over there.
No, because I'm getting this notion that men
I told Kathy earlier, it's like, I'm really not going to have a lot to contribute this because I've never had a woman, nor have I ever had my crap together. So I really don't have a lot to say on this issue. Sorry.
That's okay.
There won't be a lot of the guys, you know, your token dude. That would be me.
You gotta
chiming
stick your
in
finger
today.
in the shot so they can see you.
There it is. All right, back to the show.
But, you know, it's that sense that then you also feel guilty because how do you spend quality time with everyone and everything and kind of contribute to what you need to contribute to and feel like you're doing a good job? And, you know, I think women sometimes, well, that's one of the things we were looking at, you know, kind of carry a heavier load in some sense because there are a lot more duties that we have to do, and especially if you're a single mom.
Oh, definitely.
Right. You know what I mean? Then that's like double duty, like you said.
I could go on and on and on about how my days are never. I can never plan something to the T.
Right.
I cannot plan it. If I try to plan something to the T,
that's when everything goes wrong.
Everything goes wrong. All I know is that that's why when I have the time, if I have 2 free days, I'm picking up Aiden and we're going somewhere. We're going to do something because I know my week is hectic. It's unpredictable. I'm very flexible with my jobs. So it is what it is. The one thing I can say is the feeling you get when I am there and I am able to see him practice, and when I am there to see his accomplishments, when he made it to nationals in track and he look up and see me there, I know I did something good.
Right.
I know I did something good. So once I get that look, I know even though whatever I had to step over, reschedule, cancel, get yelled at from a director, a friend of some sort, it's worth it at the end. And like I say, every day is a new day. Every day is a new day. That's why I'm grateful for tomorrows, because tomorrow we can start all over again. One thing I know we do in my house, I make sure that we eat dinner together. I mean, the day could be as hectic as all outdoors, but we're going to eat dinner together. So that's the only stability or the constant that we have in my house, unless somebody's having a play date and a sleepover, which I pack up Aiden clothes for a week.
But I think that's actually a nice idea because, you know, even we all know that children like structure, need structure, and that helps them in great ways for the
self-esteem and all that.
So when they know that there's, you know, I could do whatever, but then at dinner we sit together like a family, and, you know, it's our time to interact and it's our time to eat and kind of take a deep breath from like everything in the day and dedicate time to the family and to being with each other. That's also something that keeps them on track and something that they also look forward to.
Absolutely.
I'm sure is just that genuine time, because let's be honest, you know, when do you really have time to like talk and stuff like that? It's probably when you're picking them up from school.
Yeah, in the car.
In the car, because that's where we spend most of our time. You know, with traffic
and I have the craziest conversations. Do you have crazy conversations on the ride to school? I literally have to take time out and like just process things after I drop them off, because that's when the mom, why is the son always following me?
Oh, we got the other day. How did Daddy put you in? How did Daddy put me in your belly? And it was like,
let's talk to Daddy about that later.
Yeah, that's a conversation for about 10 more years.
Just push that one off on Dad.
Yeah.
Aiden teacher is pregnant. She's due in November, so she's very much showing. Mom, I'm tired of waiting on a baby to get in your stomach. You need to hurry up. But Aiden, once I find a good daddy, you know, I will have a baby in the stomach. Don't worry, I could be a big brother and a daddy. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. I could be a big brother and a daddy. So, so those are the conversations we have, and which I enjoy.
Right.
I enjoy, but I can't wait to push them out and to put them in school. But
those are the when I hit the little record and I flip the camera and I'm just driving and just recording it because I'm going to show that to them later and be like, look what you said.
And that is a part of balance.
Yeah.
That is a part of balance because you really can't just say, oh, we're going to do 33% here, 32% here, 90% or something, 5%. It's like that morning time. I know I put in some time. I'm going to put in some more time that afternoon.
Right.
I know I'm going to put in some more time when I'm reading him a book before he goes to bed. So that's
it's not
time.
So much as it's not quantity, it's quality.
Right.
I think is what we have to look at. We have to be dedicated in. If we only got 15 minutes before bedtime, well, let's make those 15 minutes count.
Is it fair to say that instead of dividing the time equally, like 50% or like we said 33 whatever,
right.
Is it fair to say that then whatever moment it is that you're in, that you give 100% at that moment
of what you're doing?
If you're at work, you're going to try to give 100% of your time and your focus to what you're doing. That doesn't mean that if the school calls,
not saying that, but
I'm saying something happened, you're not going to be like, hey, I gotta go.
When you're driving in the car and you're taking them to school,
right.
that is
I'm
actually where your energy is. That you're giving
exactly
yes. Right. And
because we can't really balance. I mean, look we spend 8 hours a day. We don't have another 8 hours in that same day to spend with our family because we've got to cook, we've got to do homework, we've got to sleep. Well, there's 24, so I figured 8, 8, and 8. We sleep 8, we work 8, and then the other 8 are supposed to be for
in Miami,
family.
You probably spend like a good 3 or 4 hours.
I spend 3 hours in the car. Yeah, exactly. An hour and a half to work, 8 hours of work, an hour and a half back. So there goes 11 hours. All
right, so we'll continue this conversation when we come back. Let's take a little small break and enjoy the show.
You're listening to The Female Perspective on 247miami.tv. How about the 305 Nuts? My show, The George West Show, The Dirty Laundry, The Fantasy Frauds, Metal and Mayhem, plus the best DJs Miami has to offer. You can find it all right here on 247miami.tv, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Try to get a deal like that anywhere else. Afraid you just can't do it. Only here, 247miami.tv.
This is Wilma Shakespeare,
Anger,
and Disaster Chief
from Miami's Vice City Rollers, inviting you to tune in to Rink Rash Radio on 247miami.tv. New shows every Saturday at 9 p.m. with encore replays Monday at noon and 10 p.m., Tuesdays at 10 a.m.,
and Wednesdays at 10 a.m. and again at 10 p.m.
Find out everything you've ever wanted to know about roller derby in the 305. Get the 411 on the women's team,
the men's team,
and even the juniors.
Rink Rash Radio.
Rink Rash Radio.
Rink Rash Radio.
On 247miami.tv.
Octavio! Yo! Doc Ock!
What?
Get your together. We gotta go.
Go where?
We're moving. Did you hear the memo? We're moving to Wednesdays.
Wednesdays?
Yes, we're moving to Wednesdays at 7. Get your together. Put John and Ricky in the box. We gotta go.
Okay.
Get me out of here.
That's right. The Royo Show is moving now to Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, only on 247miami.tv.
I'm Alexia Chavarria. I'm Marisol Pat, and you're listening to 247
Miami. And now, back to The Female Perspective with your hosts, Barbie Bonder, Kathy Whitmire, and Arlene Thalon.
Hi, and welcome back to The Female Perspective. Today we are discussing the balance of life, love, and career. And I think basically prior to the break, what it is that we came up with was that there is no set percentage that you can dedicate to kind of split your day up evenly.
No, I don't think we can do that
everything.
Even if we tried. I mean, there's no way, I spent an hour. No, I need 1 hour with you. I think just as long as we're present and dedicated to,
because there's no such thing as free time. There's no such thing as free time.
I think free time is when I'm sleeping.
Yeah, I don't even think that. I really don't. There's no
such
thing as free time. I think I'm overworking in my sleep because I'm too busy preparing for the next day.
No, I agree. So. And the difference is, you guys have children. I don't. And even though I don't have that extra responsibility that I need to take time to be a part of, I still feel like I don't have enough hours in the day. I still feel like I need to kind of balance, you know, everything in life. There's so many things I want to do, like, you know, even spending time with my family, my parents, like all that kind of stuff, you know, that I don't have children, but it's still this set of responsibilities that you just really want to do a good job.
And you know what I don't like? I hate when somebody downplay what I do. Because a lot of people feel like as a therapist, oh, you just have free time. All you do is go see 2 people a day, and they're not looking at the phone calls, the emails,
the progress notes, the reports you got to do, and all that. Oh yeah,
and everything that happens. Oh, you don't do anything. Oh yeah,
because being a therapist is not a 9 to 5.
Oh,
it's not. It's not that you can, you know, put your phone away and you're done because, you know, someone goes into crisis. Who are they going to call?
And it's not only that. I also get the, well, you just sit there and listen.
Oh.
You know,
hello, and you wonder why we need therapists. You know, we enjoy hearing your problem, your issue, your not understanding,
your laziness, your inability to, you know,
irrational thinking,
right?
And as much
delusions,
and as much as you know, I know for myself, as much as a clinician, I want to be able to help as much as I can.
Right.
That requires me to be present. That really requires me to be aware and to be, you know, in the sit with is going through, you know, to really be able to give them my all, to really be able to
empathy,
to have empathy, to be able to be present, to do the best that I can, because if this person's seeking help, then it's my job and responsibility to be present, to dedicate time to them and to help them the best way I can. And, you know, that requires a lot more than just listening.
Exactly.
You know, and as much as you try not to, there are certain cases that touch you in a certain way. There are certain, you know, and that's one thing people don't understand. We're human, you know, there's certain things that touch us. There's certain things that affect us, that maybe even remind us
of our own stuff,
or our own life and our own stuff. You know,
give us some insight of something that we did or how we look at things could change our perspective, how things really happen.
Exactly.
We could be on one side looking in.
Exactly. Absolutely. So let's get into a little bit about
how to balance love and career. You know, that's not just, you know, finding the exact balance. You know, it's, you know, one of the things they say is set boundaries.
One thing I do, I don't set daily or weekly balance.
Okay.
I set monthly balance. Like I need to go to the beach, or I need some type of release.
Okay.
I cannot plan it. Okay, well today, you know what? I'm gonna go to the movies. Something's gonna happen. But if I say, you know what, this month I'm going to the movies.
I'm gonna go to the movies in August.
Sometime this day, I'm gonna go to the movie. It's gonna happen. So planning monthly works for me.
Okay.
Instead of setting something daily or setting something weekly. Because in 7 days may seem a lot to some people, not for me.
No, and somebody can get sick. You may have all these plans that, hey, we're going to go to the movies on Saturday for the new Batman movie, and then Friday night he comes down with a fever.
Hello.
And there you go. Yeah.
I see a runny nose right now. Runny nose.
And what are your plans for later?
I was going to the beach, but you know what? You hear was.
Yeah, exactly.
Going to the beach, but guess what? Life changed.
So one of the things that it says is to set boundaries.
Right.
Okay. So
make a rule that, you know, after a certain time, you're not going to, because these things also interfere with quality time.
Oh, absolutely.
So no phone after this time, or we're not going to work on Sundays. You know what? Sundays is, but there has to be.
Sundays is writing all my progress notes that I was supposed to be doing all week. So no, we cannot cut out Sundays.
All right, so Saturdays.
Oh no, Saturday is the day that I tried to do. I say, let me start on my notes on Saturday, so my Sunday would not be
I think procrastination.
I love that. So I remember those days, right? Yes. So Saturday I'm going to start on my notes, so I don't leave it till Sunday and then Sunday ends up being the day that you're doing the notes anyways. So
absolutely.
This is the homework procrastination.
Exactly. Which I think should be another show.
And you know what's interesting? Yeah, and it's interesting because to be, you know, that was just my personality through school. I was
always
the
did.
girl that always did my papers at the last minute, and I did really well on them. So I never had like an incentive to like.
I've told you my philosophy on procrastination.
No, what is it?
If you wait longer, you are older, therefore wiser.
I love
I
it.
like that.
Mhm.
I like
I
that.
love
Working
I'm
it.
well under
smarter.
pressure when I know there's a looming deadline.
You know
I'm
what?
that kind of stuff.
smarter. If
Yeah.
I wait until Sunday, I will have
We need to
gained
go
a few
back and
days.
delete that from the show so we could tag it, brand it, and sell it. That's the
Okay.
$1 million idea for this week.
The other thing that I'm hearing is that there's no cookie cutter, one size fits all.
Oh,
balance.
definitely.
No,
No, at
no,
all.
no. Just how there
From
is
person
not
to
one
person,
cookie
from
cutter way to
situation
parent.
situation.
And even-
Everybody's
yeah.
different.
And even like work related. I mean, so thankfully I'm in a position now where I don't take work home. So I
Right?
don't have.
Isn't it fabulous? It's the
I've been
best.
in I've been in that for a
I
long
hate
time,
you
but
all.
it's like
I hate both of you all right now so bad.
but I have I have a job where I'm just able to work and come home and do that. So I do get my weekends, you know,
Right.
and I so love my weekends. But it's important to, even if you do have to work from home, to be able to set time when you're not available, where it's like home time. And I've always said it's such a hard lesson to learn, but it's one that I learned early on, that it's like you're so stressed with work and you try to do the best that you can at work, but girl, if you weren't there, they'd make it work without you.
Right?
The company,
Exactly. Exactly.
the company would keep going and they'd
You
figure it
drop
out
down
somewhere.
today, just like right now. If I had a stroke right now in this chair, you will have another person filling my seat.
No.
Next week,
No,
so
we
guess
waited
what?
a couple
No,
weeks.
we'd wait a little bit just to see if
Yeah.
you come out.
That's what they think. I've got somebody right around the corner. Kidding. You're irreplaceable.
Irreplaceable.
But
Thank
but
you.
that's what it is. It's being able, I think that's where the setting boundaries comes in. It's actually being able to set boundaries where you allow yourself a certain amount of time, like in your life, to also have time for yourself.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's so important. And
It
being
is.
able to set those boundaries and stick to them as much as you can without, I know, like me in my work, it's like there were days that I like bent over backwards for like previous jobs that I had. And, I was on this like delusional roller coaster that like I like knew everything and I was handling everything.
You're
And
part of a team.
I was,
like
yeah.
Delusional roller coaster.
Woo!
I like that one
And-
too.
Everybody wins when the team does.
Yeah,
well.
and you do everything because everyone's gonna recognize you and everyone's gonna love you for what you do. And if you leave, the place is just gonna crumble. And
No,
that's
it
so not what
didn't. It's-
happened. And the
I
place
made
is still
$25,000 extra this weekend, and you get
I
the satisfaction
wish.
of having done a job well done.
Yeah, right.
exactly. And then you realize,
Oh.
yeah, no, that's
It's
not-
just a job.
it's just a job.
Yeah.
So when you start,
JOB,
Mm-hmm.
which I learned how to spell in kindergarten.
Oh, good.
good.
and
good
it
for you.
kept
But
with
when
me
you
all
learn,
through
when
life.
you, I think when you come to that concept and you understand that there's also a certain amount of pressure within yourself that you kind of release, because you realize that you are not the everything and be all, and that's not your responsibility either, regardless
takes
of what
hard
your
to-
position is.
It takes a while to get that, though.
It
you
does.
know?
It took me 40 years
40 years.
to get that.
I'm not going to even lie to you. You know the incident when somebody broke into my house. Somebody broke into my house. Somebody broke into my house on Sunday. I went to work on Monday.
But that could have been a way for you to. I mean, you said last
No.
week that you didn't want to be there, that you're still
No,
having issue.
I-
You wanted to sell the house that same day.
And I had my first migraine Tuesday.
Right, exactly. Well, I think maybe work at that moment was an escape. Let me go. Let me get out. I don't want to be here. I don't want to look at the
Yeah,
broken
just in
glass.
case
I
something
don't wanna-
happens, let me not
Hey,
be
let me
here.
think about somebody else's crap for a minute.
Yeah, exactly. I think at that point, and work can be an escape sometimes.
And
you
it-
know.
and it is sometimes. You know what I mean? It's a way.
Now
to,
wait, and I know we've discussed this before, but how do you balance your love and your career when you work with your husband?
Whoa.
Because we discussed this in the past, I think, with the divorce and how how I feel. It's
I don't know.
difficult
Let's ask Kitty and
This isn't my job, though, and I
No,
love
look
how
at
you
us
Nor
called
is this
me.
my
I love how you
job
called me
anymore.
Kitty. Yeah,
you-
this isn't
I mean,
his
really,
job.
I think 2 hours on a Saturday. Don't
Yeah, this
really
isn't
matter.
my job. This is for fun. If
Yeah,
money
I
comes
do
out
this
of
to
it,
help you ladies out, and
You know?
help the other ladies out there. Being the father of 3 little girls, I became a dyed-in-the-wool feminist overnight. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm complex.
delusional roller coaster.
Sometimes I'm not a hypocrite. I'm complex, but it's good to give back and volunteer in some way.
Yes,
and we have this
definitely.
amazing medium, the internet, And I like to think that, we get more and more viewers and listeners every week. And for that, I'm thankful. Being the Merv Griffin guy behind the scenes here, I'm totally grateful for that. That's wonderful.
And we thank you for it.
But
do.
I really think that we're doing a service. If we do a show and we get through to just one person and, some young lady out there gets it. Like, oh, okay, that is just exactly what I needed to hear at this exact moment. I'll take it.
Right.
I'll take it. I'll walk away feeling, okay, I did something good today.
And that's the gist also of what we do, because we don't have success stories with all our clients.
No, we
No.
don't.
If we get through to one that we see, wow, this person really
Think of every
changed,
teacher,
really,
every doctor.
exactly.
If I
mean,
just
there's-
save one.
Well, no. I hope doctors don't just think I'm just saving one. I'm hoping that like my surgeon has, I'm saving everyone.
What you
but-
don't want to hear is that from an air traffic controller.
Exactly.
If I just
Well,
land one
well,
plane.
plane,
my
just
surgeon.
one
I don't want my
plane.
surgeon to be like, I hope this is the one I saved this month. No.
This
There's
could be it. If you
different.
live, I'm retiring.
There's different jobs
Walk
that
out on top.
that do
you must
require
strive
that
for
you
excellence
100%
every
of the
day.
time.
And I remember with him, like he would get stressed out with work, and I'd call him. I'd be like, "Babe, you're not a neurosurgeon. Somebody's life is not in your hands if the TV show doesn't go off as scheduled, or the radio show misses a commercial. Or even with me, if I don't, with what I'm doing now, I don't have people's lives."
Right.
And even what we did before, except if we're dealing with severely suicidal and we don't pick up the phone, that could be a problem. But
But I think it really comes down to we are the hardest on ourselves.
we are.
You know, I know I am.
That's a good thing.
It motivates us,
Yeah,
it
in some
pushes
ways.
us.
I mean, in some ways it motivates you and stuff like that. But in other ways, I think depending on what the situation is, it
You can
also
be too hard on yourself,
exactly.
You know
but
what
you
I
need to
do?
be pushing yourself. You need,
Right.
you need to have
No,
that
the
internal
push,
drive.
the motivation.
There you
That
go.
part,
That's the word.
yes.
Motivation.
But
That's, I didn't go
when
to
you-
college. I'm sorry.
When you put too much, like you said, on yourself, you know what I mean? That also has like a countering effect. Then you fall into like the guilt. Then you
Right.
fall into like all these other
What
things.
I like to do, I compromise with myself. I'd be like, you know what? If I can do this, if I could do this in 3 days, or if I can see at least this many clients, or if I can at least, do this, then I'm now able to do something else. So I kind of like reward myself
Okay.
every week for something that I do, to avoid the guilt, to avoid
Right.
the not feeling like an underachiever, or the necessary things that I need to balance my life.
Right.
But like you say, everybody balance is totally different. Hopefully when my 6 numbers drop
Right, exactly.
in the Powerball, I could tell everybody
That's it.
adios. Yeah, I did my good
Then we'll have
service.
to replace you because we won't see you no more.
No, I'm on the list.
I know you are.
I'm
I'm
on the
not-
list.
I am not, however, on that
I'm not
list.
either. So I
You're
guess
on
you,
the
you,
list
you and
by
I will be.
No, I'll be stuck with the kids while
No, you're
This
on the
lady
list by
goes out and parties
association.
over
You
there.
kind of
That's
are.
it.
No, but you'll be stuck with the kids while I go to Abu Dhabi with
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Abu
Oh, yeah.
Dhabi.
There you
That's
go.
yeah,
Abu
okay.
Dhabi.
I'll explain to you why that's real dumb after the show.
Okay,
Interesting
find a
enough,
cruise.
since you brought it up, and I just got to say it
Oh,
because
brother.
I was going to.
I knew it was too good.
I was
there
gonna-
was
knew
no
it.
way he was not going to
I was
talk.
going to Facebook it, and I don't mean to hijack your show here, but I just want to state for the record that I did the research, and apparently, to get from Syria
I've heard this
to
conversation for 2
Jordan,
days.
Egypt, or Saudi Arabia takes about either a quarter or half the time that it takes to get to Hungary or Germany. Jordan, Egypt, Syria being Muslim, Arabic-speaking countries. Yes, Hungary, Germany, Christian, Hungarian, and German-speaking countries. So why is it the Syrian refugees ran north instead of south when they could have been welcomed into the arms of their Muslim brothers in half the damn time? Just saying.
He's been.
It's been in my- yeah,
it's
it's like,
been
it doesn't make sense.
obsessing about this.
And
for,
the look on your face, like this is really like a passion for you of getting
I
some
know,
type
I was-
of
I was
understanding.
He wants some
excited.
sort of
Something-
answer.
Gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Something's
knew what
not
he was
stirring
going to
the
say
Kool-Aid.
because I've been listening to it for
so
3
wait, let me
days.
guess, the media is not telling us the whole truth here.
Well, apparently they haven't looked at a map.
He
You know,
calls me. He's like, "Can
I-
you divide this by this? And how many is that?" And
Because
he's
I'm
like,
on the phone, I can't use my calculator, and it's long division. And I, like I said, I didn't go to college, so
As long as you're not doing core.
they didn't have that. The only cores we had when I went to school were Apple cores. Anyway, I'm sorry, I took
Sorry,
your
you
show
you
over. We need to take a
hijacked our
break.
show. We
Yeah.
will take a break after that. Ponder what he said, and maybe we can
That
think
makes
on
sense, though.
it
Makes a lot of sense.
later. It does.
You're listening to the female perspective
with the input from
Mr. West.
We'll be right back with more female perspective right here on 247miami.tv.
This is Wilma Shakespeare, Anger,
And Disaster Chief.
from Miami's Vice City Rollers, inviting you to tune in to Rink Rash Radio on 247miami.tv. New shows every Saturday at 9 p.m. with encore replays Monday at noon and 10 p.m., Tuesdays at 10 a.m.
And Wednesdays at 10 a.m. and again at 10 p.m.
Find out everything you've ever wanted to know about roller derby in the 305. Get the 411 on the women's team
The men's team,
and even the juniors. Rink Rash Radio. Rink Rash Radio
Rink Rash Radio.
on 247miami.tv.
Calor y sabor aquí en 24/7 Miami.
Octavio, yo, Takak. What? Get your together. We gotta go. Go where? We're moving. Did you hear the memo? We're moving to Wednesdays. Wednesdays? Yes, we're moving to Wednesdays at 7. Get your together. Put John and Ricky in the box. We gotta go. Okay. Get me out of here.
That's right. The Royo Show is moving now to Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, only on 247miami.tv.
And now back to the female perspective right here on 247miami.tv. Your hosts, Barbie Bonder, Kathy Whitmire, and Arlene Fillon.
Hi, and welcome back to the female perspective. Today we are discussing the balance of life, love, and career. And previously we discussed the importance of being able to set boundaries in life.
And
No, wait, that's not what I meant to say.
And career.
Yeah, no, but that's not.
I think we're having like too much fun off
I don't
the
know what
air.
happened. Yeah,
and
and
it's
then I'm
like,
like,
putting the things
No,
back
and
together.
I think our producer's
It was a little
question kind of
chirp, and he was a little-
Got you thinking about something, didn't
yeah,
I?
but
Yeah.
totally
Mhm.
lost
Yeah.
her train of thought.
made you extra cheery too there in our return.
We were talking about whether, is there truly an equal balance when you have to balance love with career. And then I asked before I was so rudely interrupted is how do you balance?
I'm sorry.
Okay. It's okay. We still love you. How do you balance life, love, and career when you work with the person you live with? I mean, I think that's
Does that happen
hard.
that often though? Do like couples and stuff like really
But
work
I think
together? and
I
stuff?
think so because
Maybe,
a lot
or
of single
people that-
a lot of single people they meet at
Exactly.
work.
I mean, and that may be somebody that you meet at a Christmas party, works in a different department or something.
Yeah, but
But what about couples that start a business together? Is
Mm.
more where I'm going. Not that we're both employees at this company, and you know what? We both hate our bosses that same day, and that I don't think that would be so much of an issue because it's like, okay,
You mean like when you are the boss?
where you decide you're going to open up
you know
a
what?
catering business with your husband.
That's really a iffy thing because you bringing that home. I'm pretty sure
That's what I'm
a lot of
saying.
side
That's-
conversations.
and
are-
that's what, and we talked about that. I think it was the divorce.
We discussed that
show
when we talked about
where
like,
it was like,
half-
how do
half
you
something?
leave work at work and home at home and not have them?
I think that's that extreme. That's that extreme situation. That that 1% that when you're dealing with psychology and everything, you'd be like, oh, this is the definition of this. And then somebody comes, oh, but my auntie, cousin, sister, dog, did this. And, that's that one exception.
Right.
And I think that situation where you have two, and you know what, that's not even a love relationship anymore. Is now a business relationship. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. No,
I think the business overtakes
takes
the relation,
the love part in it, and it actually becomes a business relationship where I don't know.
or you
too
have to work
many-
really damn hard
Yeah,
at
but-
keeping it very
It
separate.
takes a lot of discipline.
I think it would just take. I think
Yeah.
that's a lot harder.
It's
So-
doable.
No, there's a lot of
Yeah.
people that
It's
do
doable.
it. I personally would not want to be one of those people,
Mm-mm.
to be honest. But to each his own. It works for people. So we discussed setting boundaries.
Yeah, it was boundaries as far as time. It's like, okay, if we're gonna go, if we're on a date, don't pick up the phone when when your bestie calls to,
But that's the
shoot the
bestie.
breeze. Well, yeah, but if I'm on a date with my
But
husband,
what if
that
my
we don't
bestie
get,
needs me right then and there? She could be getting raped at that moment. I mean,
I'm
Molly,
gonna
me.
call 911. I'm, you know,
she can call. She can call her other friend.
Right. You're
You know,
only
kind of like
friend?
work. Hopefully,
Because you're going to tell me the bestie wasn't aware that Miss Lady
exactly
was on a
on
date.
a date.
Mhm,
True that.
mhm.
I like where you're headed.
Oh.
That's right.
Because
So, I
I
mean,
can
there has
assure
to
you
be-
that's what the husband or the boyfriend is thinking. It's like she knew she was out with me. Why is she calling?
Yeah.
And I've been in, I actually dated before I met you, honey. I know that's hard to believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was
No,
not pure as the
no.
driven
So
snow.
you did not lose your
But
virginity with her?
I've been out with girls where the best friend comes along as a third wheel. And
I never did that.
I don't understand. I
they're
so
they're
don't
constantly
understand
interjecting
that.
themselves, so you can't get to know this person anymore.
Right.
The date doesn't progress.
I don't understand that.
Worst off from the guy's perspective is now you got to pay for two ladies to go, without the benefit of having two ladies at the end of the night.
But how?
Just saying.
But how?
Wait,
that would never cross my mind to go on a date and like bring my friend
No, I would do it on the first.
on a first date.
I would do it.
What
No.
are you? What are you?
Listen.
10?
No, no. Listen. See, I don't know about you, but
Arlene
I've
dates a
seen-
lot more dangerous guys. than
Thank you.
Well, then, if anything, I would tell
Have you seen
tell
some of my
Barbie, hey,
boyfriends?
we're gonna be
Look
over
at my
here.
Facebook page.
Can
Look
you
at my
be over
Facebook
there
page.
at the bar just in case?
No,
You know,
no.
Oh,
First
she's
of
gonna be
all-
sitting at the table with
First
you.
of all, what I do before I go on a date with anybody, I have
You
them
Google.
nope.
Oh.
I have them send me a picture with them kneeling next to the back of their car with their tag number showing.
I really hope you're kidding.
No, I will
I
show you. I
real-
will go
I-
you my phone. I'll show you.
I-
You send me.
So I think we
picture first.
found out why you're not.
I was just gonna say. So now it
do
all
that
makes
first.
sense.
So now, then I therefore send this picture off to Pete, my brother,
Who?
and to another friend. No, to let them know.
Oh,
this
just
is-
to let. Okay,
yeah,
this is who I'm gonna be
going
with,
out
and this
with,
is
right.
their. Why don't you just have them send you a picture of their
Ay,
ID?
vey.
No.
No. Oh, it's got to be the tag. Okay.
Right. It's
Okay,
the
so
tag.
wait. So hold
You
on.
could make
Wait.
biscuits with all the eye rolling that's been going
Wait,
on.
I can't. So the man's got to send you that picture, and then he also has to take you and your
And
friend
my
out.
friend out. Yes.
Do you get any second dates?
Of course.
Okay. Do you
Of
then
course.
take the
No,
friend out
no.
on the second date?
No, and then sometimes
And is he aware?
submit,
No, no,
Marlene-
here we go.
Arlene,
And then
I
it's the
submit.
day-
Hold on, give me a second.
Go ahead.
The male
I
perspective.
submit that the reason you're getting a second date is because any guy that would let you put him through that to get an initial date, sorry, that's a loser.
No.
Somebody who's going to jump, who
no.
has no self-respect for themselves, they're
Oh
going
my
to jump
God,
through
you're
rings
not
of
even-
fire like that
You're
for a
not-
first date. No, I'm not going to send you any picture myself. You don't need to know what, I don't know you. I don't know what the hell you're going to do with that information. Don't you squint your eye at me, young lady.
No, because first of all, I let them know I'm crazy. That's off rip.
And they're
So-
still agreeing to go out
Yes.
with you.
So they know off rip. Look here, I'm missing a few
Okay,
screws.
you mean you want to start dating in the more deeper end of the gene
No,
pool? That's all
I
I'm
put
saying.
everything out on the table.
And you tell them prior to this first date, my best friend
will
is
be
going to be
Now,
coming with
She
us.
does not stay the entire date. Okay, now if
Okay.
everything is smooth and we're going and okay, yeah,
You can go. No
Yeah,
dinner for
I'm
you.
good.
If he's
Cool.
he's an acceptable brand of crazy loser, then yeah.
exactly.
Does he have to agree to
So-
the second date first before the friend will leave, or I mean, how? does
Yeah.
that work?
When's
I'm
the point?
intrigued.
Wait, I'm so
Excuse me, are we
intrigued.
not talking
When's-
about balance?
When
Can
is
we-
the
can we
point?
talk
No.
about balance?
I'm so into this. So when is the point where she knows it's her cue?
Do you have
to
like
get up
Navy
and go.
SEAL hand signals or something? What's up
Or
with
you
that?
just kick her
Is
under
there
the table.
is there like a
Look, she's doing it. She's doing it.
And then all of a sudden she says, "All right, well, it's
I
been
gotta
great
go.
being here.
Oh.
I gotta go."
Oh, look, I have to go.
I'm so glad my life is like so interesting.
You're putting it out there.
I think anyone listening to this would agree
Why?
that
Why?
this is just
You
I
didn't
don't
always
even.
date like this.
No.
So what happened that? Because it
It's-
just became the All About Arlene show.
No.
What happened?
No, that's okay.
In your
that
life.
that caused you to have this protocol for dating?
I think I turned everything into a game.
Okay.
I turned everything into a game.
Explains the reason you're attracting so many crazy fellas. 'cause
They're
clearly-
they're not crazies. They're
Desperate.
No, they're interesting,
Losers.
unique,
incredibly lonely,
Males.
unhappy people. What?
who are looking for,
A
some
psychopath?
some unorthodox way of dating.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm so
Okay.
glad I'm married.
I
So,
listen,
J-Date
being compared to this, I don't
and-
understand why I can't get a date. because I'm looking pretty sharp right about now, boy.
What you might want to think about doing is all the guys that initially refuse Arlene, like, what are you,
Give,
crazy?
yeah,
No way.
give them my card.
Uh,
Give them my card.
Since you feel that way, here's my friend Barbie's number. You
She's
should
much
call her.
more normal and stable than I
She's
am.
not gonna. She'll just like meet you at a bar. I would never do that. Never, unless of course you bring a circus monkey. Then I will meet you at a
The monkey
bar.
from the youth
And the
fair.
circus monkey has to be running for office. If it's not a running for office circus monkey, no date.
We already
It's
have
all-
one running for office. I'm not
Is that
calling
a
no
unique
names.
enough and unorthodox enough dating experience for you, Arlene?
Well, I have a date this afternoon,
Oh.
so I will let
So
you know
you
how
got
it goes.
you got this
so
guy's
the
picture.
picture of him
will
is
be coming-
already.
It will be coming today.
Oh, it's
yes.
not there yet.
Right.
So the date is not confirmed.
No, after the
Because the
picture.
date is not confirmed until you get the picture.
Exactly.
Okay, even the fact that the guy is considering sending you this picture. Now, these are the
Now,
exact
how do you
dudes you
know,
want to avoid.
though, that he's not going to some random car in the parking lot of Winn-Dixie?
I thought
and-
that hole was obvious enough to drive a semi truck through. I thought you
And
being
you just looked
the
at me with shocked
strong black
face.
woman that
Like,
you are.
what do you
figured
mean
that
they
one
would
out.
do that?
No, it's not that they wouldn't do. I mean, I did this maybe 4 or 5 times.
Are you not meeting them somewhere, or are they picking you up? You're meeting
Yeah,
them.
how are you meeting them?
No, we're meeting.
You're
We're meeting
meeting.
out. We're meeting
Okay.
out because I would not bring
Okay, so
nobody.
you're
to
at
my
Winn
house.
Dixie. You're in the,
No,
the
I mean,
produce
you know where
department.
I'm meeting them at? Work at the college or
No, not where are you meeting?
No, no,
like,
no.
Where are
Where
you
are you meeting
going
for the
to
date?
For the date.
simple the movies.
Simple, after you've gone through that background check and send me that picture of you
And
kneeling
a
next to
sample
your
of your
license
hair.
plate.
Definitely.
It's super
Send me
simple.
a picture. I'm gonna need a blood sample, urine sample, stool
Hair
sample, and she keeps getting guys sending her their
Did
underwear.
you not?
But it's
dirty
really,
underwear.
but it's simple.
The Perfect Guy. Did you not see that movie yet?
No, which one?
It's not easy dating today. It's not
No,
easy.
I just
No,
said
I
it
agree.
10
It's
minutes
not
ago. I'm
easy.
so
I-
thankful
listen,
that I'm married.
Dating is not easy, but you are taking a tool.
Yeah, you're
Whole
making
entire
it way
other
more difficult.
galaxy. Like
Entirely more difficult than
and
it
I'm
has
so
to
proud
be.
of that.
I think you're on my roller coaster. Just saying. Just wanted to
Is
say.
she on
Can I
the
get a
front
double-
row?
Can I get a
She's
double
on the front
ride?
row.
Can I get a double ride?
Oh boy.
But this
Okay.
is my balance. This is my balance.
Okay, so
All
this is
right,
how
well,
you
if it works
this is
for
how
her.
you work it all out.
This is my balance.
I need a man who, right from the get-go, is willing to jump through hoops
Yes.
with no promises, no strings attached. But if he's not willing to put forth that initial, I might be crazy effort, that's just one man's opinion. That it's to get that initial date with you and your friend.
Yeah. Exactly. You get it.
Because I mean,
You
it's the friend part
get
that's
it.
killing me. I don't
You
mind
get
to send
it.
me a picture
No,
in
I
this
in
day
fact
and
do
age.
not. I just
You
basically
get
repeated
it.
back to you what you said to me,
No, I don't have a problem
thinking
with
that
the.
if I said it, it might make more sense. And no, it's still just as wackadoo.
I get the in this day and age and with the what is it, catfishing? Isn't that what it's called?
Yes,
The
catfishing when they send you a
catfishing.
picture of
Yeah, you don't know
Yeah.
who's on the other side of your magic box.
Yeah,
of
just
your-
like you don't know whose license plate he's posing
exactly.
next to.
No, but then
If
the
you
thing is
can
that I'm
feel-
taking my
listen.
friend.
No, here's the thing. If you could peel each layer of my quote unquote craziness as you see it, you are worth to put the ring there.
Oh,
Okay.
And for me
good
to
God.
say
No,
yes.
We
brother.
jumped right from first date to marriage?
She got married 2 weeks ago. Don't you? She's like, I'm already married.
Listen, as time
Listen.
as time in this show keeps progressing, I am looking more and more
Normal.
like
Dateable.
gold. Like I am prime.
Who knew?
And
Prime.
gentlemen, she
Who
is
knew?
single.
Because I am
Okay,
just
let's
not,
do this.
I'm just
Let's
not
do
about that.
this. One show, each of us is going to bring in a date. You bring in. Well,
No.
your number's
My
already
date's
there.
already here. Who am I
And
gonna
you
bring?
bring a date, and
Well,
we
wait a
can let
minute.
them discuss
Me too?
what it's like to date
No,
somebody.
we're off the-
We're off the dating hook. All right.
Because trust me, I represent our field very
No,
well on a
oh, no. You're representing one side of our field. Yes, you are.
Yeah, it's usually
You're
the people on the other
You're
side of the
representing
glass.
the people on the other side.
Very straight divide here. Normal. Not so much.
I don't even know.
But I love my life.
And that's
No,
all that
and
matters.
that's all that
I love
matters.
my
And you know,
life.
as long as your brand of crazy works and you're fulfilled
And you embrace that crazy, you go, girl, with
and
your
that's
crazy
okay.
self.
That's okay.
So, we discussed the boundaries. We're just all over the place,
Yes.
aren't we? But
Well, Arlene just completely.
Yes, she did. She woo.
And we'll be
First it
back
was
with
you.
more of that.
Yeah,
and
we
honestly,
will.
we couldn't overlook that. We had to.
No,
we had
go
to
with
stop
the-
and just kind of nip that one right
And
there.
I
'cause
love
that-
you too. And I love you too. Well, we'll be back. I guess therapy, putting my therapeutic session on the air, but
we'll see what else you come up with.
Come back with us.
We have some time left.
So we'll be back and we'll discuss 10 ways to balance your career with your love life. You're listening to The Female Perspective. Stay tuned.
You're listening to The Female Perspective on 247miami.tv.
This is Wilma Shakespeare, Anger,
and Disaster Chief
from Miami's Vice City Rollers, inviting you to tune in to Rink Rash Radio on 247miami.tv. New shows every Saturday at 9 p.m. with encore replays Monday at noon and 10 p.m., Tuesdays at 10 a.m.,
and Wednesdays at 10 a.m. and again at 10 p.m.
Find out everything you've ever wanted to know about roller derby in the 305. Get the 411 on the women's team,
the men's team,
and even the juniors. Rink Rash Radio. Rink Rash Radio.
Rink Rash Radio.
On 247miami.tv.
Calor y sabor. Aquí en 24/7 Miami.
I'm Alexia Chavarria. I'm Marisol Patton, and you're listening to 24/7 Miami. It is Dirty Laundry with Angie and Barbie.
Hello, everybody. George West here to tell you what you can expect on 247miami.tv. How about the 305 Nuts? My show, The George West Show, The Dirty Laundry, The Fantasy Frauds, Metal and Mayhem, plus the best DJs Miami has to offer. You can find it all right here on 247miami.tv, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Try to get a deal like that anywhere else. Afraid you just can't do it. Only here, 247miami.tv.
Octavio, yo, Doc Ock. What? Get your together. We gotta go. Go where? We're moving. Did you hear the memo? We're moving to Wednesdays. Wednesdays? Yes, we're moving to Wednesdays at 7. Get your together. Put John and Ricky in the box. We gotta go. Okay.
Get me out of here.
That's right. The Royo Show is moving now to Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, only on 247miami.tv.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
And now back to The Female Perspective on 247miami.tv with your hosts, Barbie Bonder, Kathy Whitmire, and Arlene Thalon.
Hi, and welcome back to The Female Perspective. We're going over 10 ways to balance your career with your love life. And the first one that we identified was being able to set boundaries.
To set the boundaries.
Mm-hmm. Before we took a whole entire detour there.
You know, communicate.
The seedy love life of Arlene.
First it was in, I don't know, refugees. And then we get this other curve. Sorry. Okay, so make sure you communicate, set clear expectations about how your career is going to meld with your life. You know what? No working after 7 o'clock on Friday. We're going to come home on Friday and we're going to shut off our phones. We're going to
Or like Arlene said, you know that at a certain time or whenever you have dinner time. So at dinner time, you're present
now,
at dinner
time is very flexible. We're going to eat dinner together. I'm not saying because if you said, okay, 6 o'clock.
Oh, no. See, that's how I am in my house.
No. But dinner time is a time to have dinner.
Right.
It's not the
Dinner
time to
time,
be
yes.
like on your phone. It's not the time to be
watching TV
or doing paperwork or any of that. It's actually a time to be present at dinner and exchange and converse and
I
talk.
don't believe in schedules. I believe in routine as far as like with the girls. That doesn't necessarily mean that at 6 o'clock this happens 6:20 because sometimes we don't get home till 7.
Right.
And
that's the
we
other
may have
part.
to rush through something or,
Right.
but they know kind of what comes and, so yeah, like the routine, the expectation, not so much being
rigid and going around
rigid with a
headlights.
schedule. It's time, timetables because
And
that
then
always,
the crazy
throws a
thing
wrench
about
in
it. The crazy thing about it is like soon as I say it's dinner time, he already know how to move the paperwork off the table, slide it to the side, have 2 seats available, and me and him will sit down and we will eat. So he already know it's not even like what we're going to eat or how we're going to eat. He just know he instantly go to the table, make room for us to sit down and
throw
we just
things
eat.
around.
Yeah.
So then the other one is talk finances early and often. Well, that's extremely important because I think that we also know that one of the things that happens in marriage and one of the main issues between couples,
number one cause of divorce
is money and finances.
What happens if one loses a job? Or if I want to change my career, that's going to be a or I decide to go back to school and now I can't work 40 hours a week. I'm only going to work part-time. Plus now I got to pay for school and take,
or
so
I was
these are-
working and I get pregnant and then now I'm going to be staying at home.
Okay. Do you remember when I explained to you all my philosophy of my emotional bank account?
Right. You put in, take, right.
Remember when I said you have to constantly put in a whole bunch of debits so that at times when
you're not overdrawn,
loses his job, you've done so much that now it's okay.
Right,
and in some other areas, we have to, especially if you're both making money. I mean, if you're both working, and me as a woman, I wouldn't feel so bad paying all the bills if I know at one point you were contributing.
Right.
You get, so, you put that into our account for you put that balance of life,
in the making right now.
So I think it's important to, it says talk finances early and often, but I think it's important to have that set in your love life with your partner. You know what I mean? What it is that your expectation about finances are, where it is that you plan on doing with your finances, how your finances are going to be split, what it is that you're going to do in that sense, so that there are clear, understanding of what it is that we're going. Not that so that you've been, you're with this person like a year or 2 years, and then it's like, no, I wanted to take the money for this, or I was planning on doing that. And that's not important to me, but it's important to you, and we don't see eye to eye. And then that's where a lot of issues, I think, start coming up.
Do you believe in this this new thing now with 50-50 when it comes to relationships? Like almost like I look at us being like a roommate, and I don't agree with it whatsoever, but we're splitting everything 50-50. We're splitting rent, we're splitting bills, we're splitting outings and this, that, and the other. Now I'm coming across that a lot.
So to be honest, I think that whatever works, whatever a couple decides as a couple that works for them.
I mean, because what would be the alternative to that? Joint checking account and everything goes into that account and everything comes out of that account? Because other than that, how are you supposed to,
Or like one person's paying like the electricity and the cable, and the other one's doing
the phone bill,
and the rent or whatever, and I'm doing groceries and he's doing like how? What?
But I don't know. It's just this 50-50. That's not.
So it should be what, 75-25?
There you go. There you go. Then we just talk about
again. I just want to put out there how much of a shining star I am today. All right, just wanted to put that out there.
You are. No, I mean, it just depends. That's difficult though. If you're married, I think, okay,
and if
I'm checking account, and then if I work extra, honest, or
if I'm working
now that my husband's not in the room, there may be an extra little hidden account they may not know about.
Well, Mom always said you always supposed to have your she money.
Or if he makes a lot more money than I do, or I'm working part-time, or my career is of lower paying career or something like that, then obviously I think you got to be fair with what's fair.
That's just an
but
individual
I think in the
thing.
end, it really is an individual choice that the couple makes.
Right.
But I just think it's important prior to getting to that point where the two of you actually sit down and discuss what your expectations are, so that there are no surprises.
Right.
So if we agree that that's what we're going to do and that works for us, great. If we agree that we're going to do it this way and that works for us, great. But I think the important lesson in all of this is that you do discuss how it is and what it is that works for you, and what your plan is that you both agree with, that you're both okay with, and that you can both actually work towards a future of going down that path. So that
there has
is
to be
no
done
hidden,
early. Right.
Exactly.
You can't wait a year after we've been in a relationship
and then switch it up on me.
This is like one of those topics that need to be discussed in the very beginning.
Yeah,
as far
absolutely.
as like, remember how we
Now,
talked
do you
about-
discuss that? Now, do you discuss that on the date with your friend?
No, I do not discuss it.
Okay.
Maybe the third.
The third date. Okay, no. I would say like after you've been exclusive for a little bit before you move in together.
Right. Established that
This
you're in a
is
relationship.
this is
one of
not
those
a
things.
conversation you have after you've been. Okay, no,
It's our third date. So listen, this is blah blah blah. Because then
Or
Okay,
we've
this
been
is how
living
much I
together
make.
for
This is how
6
much you
years.
make, and this is what the split is going to be.
I think
from now on.
this is a conversation you have when you make that decision. Okay, we want to take this to the next step.
level, right?
You know, we're not just dating anymore.
And I think it's also important to understand that there is no right or wrong. It is what it is that works for you two. You two are the ones in the relationship. You two are the ones that are going to be, spending time together, spending your bills together, doing everything together. So it has to be something that you as a couple agree, not what your mom thinks, not what your sister thinks, not what anybody else thinks, but actually an agreement between the two of you that is mutually,
right,
agreed upon with you guys, because you're the ones that in the end are going to have to be meeting that
exactly,
need. So you have to be on the same page. But don't put pressure on yourself that there's a certain way.
Right.
It
They
needs to
do
be
it
handled.
like this, you know.
They might do it like this, and we might do it like this. And if this works for us and that makes us happy, then that's really all that matters in the end. So the next thing is to carve time for each other.
Yeah, that I think is very important.
That's a must.
That is, especially when you have, throwing in kids and, when it's just the two of you and you're both working. Yeah. But once you throw in kids and multiple kids and having to balance that and taking the kids to school and having to go to open house and who's going to go here, you do need to take some time out to just date night. Doesn't have to be every weekend. If you can swing that, great.
Kudos.
Yeah. And, you're lucky, but we try, at least in our situation, we shoot for once a month.
Okay.
That we do a date night. The girls sleep, over at grandma's house, and we pick them up the next day. Sometimes we stay in. Sometimes we, he may have a gig or something that we do. Our next one's a melting pot. I got a Groupon.
Oh, cool.
I'm forcing a.
I thought our next one was a Halloween party.
No, I have a Groupon. Remember I told you the melting pot? We're going on a date.
Why don't we talk about this after the show?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Thank you.
Love is in the air.
Totally.
But I think it's really important, whether it's a relationship and you're a single mom that's dating somebody,
right?
And you have your life or whatever, and he has maybe his kids too, or you're married with children or whatever the situation is. But I think it's very important to be able to set time apart to dedicate to your partner, where the kids are not present, where, it really is like genuine one-on-one adult time that you have to enjoy each other, because especially when you have children, and coming from the one that doesn't, but I know that, a lot of people tend to put their children first, and
sometimes
that becomes
it's not because
priority,
you want to, but
and you forget your partner. Yeah. And it's important to be able to have that set time apart where you guys do end up taking time for each other, and you kind of bring that spark back, and you create regular time that you can spend together, or special moments that the two of you have together to keep that going, because in the end, that's the essence of your family.
Exactly.
It's the bond that the two of you have.
Yeah. And that gets easier as the kids get older, because as they get older, they don't want to speak. They don't want to spend time with mom and dad. They want to be in their rooms,
and we wait for that time to come.
Right. That will come one day. But when you have little ones, I think the first 3 years are probably the hardest.
And you have to give them that attention, because you have to remember, if you don't give them that attention at that time, at that age, the repercussions are so much damaging later on in life.
And the other thing that's important, I think, just like we discussed the finances and the talking about your finances early on, I think that, date night and that kind of stuff is something that also the two of you need to decide together.
Oh, right.
Where the two of you agree that you are willing to make this effort, to have this time together, that nothing's going to interrupt that, obviously, unless it's an emergency, but that you guys can decide what it is that quality time for the two of you is. And what's quality time for you might not be the same thing that, my husband and I, if he's out there listening, I
love that plug.
You like that? You like that? That's not something that, we might enjoy doing, but that we do what works for us, and that we do what we consider to be quality time and what we consider to be enjoyable.
Sometimes it's just dropping the kids off at grandma's and coming right back home. And it's just the quiet, and it's just the two of us.
Or like,
we'll
even
watch
watching a movie,
watch
or
a TV show, or something,
having a conversation about something, making dinner, talking as you're cooking, or opening a bottle of wine, or whatever
just
that
laying
is.
down in a bed and not having to get up.
I like that.
Just not having that. Just not getting up. I promise you, when there's a sleepover, I pack for a week. I understand,
just in case they want to keep them longer.
They may just want to keep them an extra few days.
I pack for a week. But it's just the thought that, the sun is up and you're just laying there. Okay.
And nobody going, Mommy, I'm hungry.
Or it going from AM to PM and you're still laying there. And then the next thing you know, Maury is on and you're just still laying there.
No, that's too much. I can't. That's too much time that I could be doing other stuff. But speaking about bed, and this is one that I think is very important, don't go to bed angry. I mean, I got that told at our wedding so many times, don't go to bed angry. But it's true. It's true. I think it's important to try to resolve whatever stupid spat. Usually it is something minimal that ends up escalating.
Well, and honestly, when you go to bed angry, you're more prone to like have nightmares. You don't sleep well.
Exactly. The next day you're going to be, you know, and then, you know, you don't want to start your day where, you know.
And then you add to the illusion of what we're on during the night and it made it worse than what it really is. Because you know, I've been through this. Like,
you heard it right there. It's been admitted. It is now in the public.
What?
You go and invent things in your mind and make it even matter.
Arlene, shh, you're blowing our cover. Come on.
No, you're blowing your cover.
At least I can admit to it. But then you add, you know, the story started out one way and you done added like 2 more hours of unnecessary stuff to it.
And then what if you dream something and the next morning you're
mad?
I think he said that. Like, no, I think you just, you know, continued your fight.
Yeah, but you're definitely right.
No, but seriously, don't go to bed angry. It's really just,
and you don't want to wake up and like mess up your day. You know, you already wake up on the wrong foot.
Yeah,
when that happens.
Oh yeah, how are you going to work that day? Because it's just try to hash it out. Even if you're exhausted the next day because you were up till 3 a.m,
hashing it out. But at least you went to bed happy.
Exactly.
So you're listening to The Female Perspective. We'll be back. We're discussing how to balance life, love, and career. Stay tuned.
And please like us on Facebook.
You're listening to The Female Perspective on 247miami.tv.
This is Wilma Shakespeare, Anger,
and Disaster Chief
from Miami's Vice City Rollers, inviting you to tune in to Rink Rash Radio on 247miami.tv. New shows every Saturday at 9 p.m. with encore replays Monday at noon and 10 p.m., Tuesdays at 10 a.m.,
and Wednesdays at 10 a.m. and again at 10 p.m.
Find out everything you've ever wanted to know about roller derby and the 305. Get the 411 on the women's team,
the men's team,
and even the juniors. Rink Rash Radio. Rink Rash Radio.
Rink Rash Radio.
On 247miami.tv.
Hello, everybody. George West here to tell you what you can expect on 247miami.tv. How about the 305 Nuts? My show, The George West Show, The Dirty Laundry, The Fantasy Frauds, Metal and Mayhem, plus the best DJs Miami has to offer. You can find it all right here on 247miami.tv, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Try to get a deal like that anywhere else. Afraid you just can't do it. Only here, 247miami.tv.
Calor y sabor, aquí en 24/7 Miami.
Octavio, yo, Takak. What? Get your together. We gotta go. Go where? We're moving. Did you hear the memo? We're moving to Wednesdays. Wednesdays? Yes, we're moving to Wednesdays at 7. Get your together. Put John and Ricky in the box. We gotta go. Okay.
Get me out of here.
That's right. The Royo Show is moving now to Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, only on 247miami.tv.
And now, back to The Female Perspective, right here on 247miami.tv.
Hi, and welcome back to The Female Perspective. Today we're discussing how to balance life, love, career, marriage, all these different things that we're faced with on a daily basis.
Music.
Just everything. Music. So the last thing that we discussed was not going to bed angry,
right.
And the importance of, being able to kind of put that aside. And I like what you said, even if you're awake for 2 hours, hashing everything out and just kind of putting everything up there, whatever it is that you're doing to be able to just go to sleep on good terms, I think is extremely important. Because let's be honest now, if you go to bed angry, you're not going to sleep anyways. It's not you're not getting those full 8 hours of sleep when you're angry.
So rested, and tomorrow's going to be another day. We will discuss it tomorrow.
Roller coaster kicks in.
Delusional. So just put in that time to kind of hash everything out and be able to then have a good night's rest.
And usually, like I said, it's minor things or just, stupid day-to-day things that you end up arguing and then for some reason gets blown out of proportion. So you kind of have to I'm not talking big issues.
Yeah,
like,
we're not going to sit and like discuss, like,
infidelity, or I just found out that you emptied out our bank account because you decided to go to the casino.
Or I just found out you have another child.
Right. I mean, yeah, we're talking about
via Facebook.
We're talking about like the just day-to-day issues and fights and stuff. Not big ones, because that may take more than one night. The next thing they talk about is balancing sacrifices.
Yes.
What if somebody, gets the opportunity to make a, 6-figure, but we got to go somewhere else, another country. We got to leave everything we know, how do we balance, and how do we know who's who needs to sacrifice? That's kind of
I look at balance
needs to
and
be
discussed at the beginning as well, as far as like, are you going to pick up the kids? Are you going to wake up the kids every morning and take the kids to school and be the one to pick them up from school and be the one to do the homework? It has to be some type of balance there where, at least while I'm getting them ready, you make their lunches.
Yeah, where one person's not the one kind of sacrificing everything, because then you're going to end up getting burnt out. But where you guys come to an agreement where both of you, right, are, like you said, contributing and what are you doing?
What are you looking at me?
What is?
He's
if they
talking
go
about
to different schools. If they go to different schools,
no. And we got the morning. He's quicker. He doesn't need to put on the makeup. So look at him scowling. Look at him.
No wonder she was so quiet.
Yeah,
I was wondering why we're talking and she's just looking
let's
at me.
focus off Arlene and let's talk about Kathy.
No.
What is your morning routine like in the home of Wittenmeyers?
I wake up later than he does, but he gets up early by choice.
See, now it all makes sense. I was wondering why it is that you and I were talking and she was just sitting there looking at me with those blue eyes. I see.
Yes.
Do you want to say something?
Go on.
It's a little warm in here. Feeling,
but there has to be, I think, some type of understanding between the couple.
Barbie, don't let her glaze right over this.
Sorry.
Don't let her. Don't
no,
let her
but are we going to talk about that? You work 3 days out of the week and you have 2 days. Yeah, those days you're going to pick up the kitchen.
Was this discussed in the beginning of your relationship?
No, because we had completely different
in the beginning of the relationship,
different
because
jobs.
Things in life are going to
change. He was working overnights.
I talk about the future kids and their education.
He would get home at 11, 12 in the morning, in midday.
But you can't discuss things that end up happening later down the road. It's not like we're going to sit. It's not like we're going to sit when we first get married and discuss how we want to do things, and meaning that things in life are never going to change from here. Exactly. For 5 years down the road.
No, when
just back the truck up. Let's get back to the morning routine.
All right, let's go
back to the morning routine. I get up later. It takes me a little longer to get ready because there's
Who gets
hair
the kids
and
up?
They're up usually.
Right.
Who feeds them?
How would you know? Because
Who
you're
feeds the
still in
kid?
bed asleep.
No,
Who
I'm
feeds
not.
them?
He gives them breakfast.
Okay.
Who gets them dressed for school?
They are getting themselves dressed. Who does their hair?
You brush their hair. That's your
We take them both to school.
outside
Both
of
us,
outside
on the
of
way to work. So we work in Doral together.
We literally
So
work
we-
like a half a mile. if
Yeah, we
that.
work about half a mile apart.
so you guys go to work together?
Yeah,
we
and
totally
it's our
go.
quality
Okay.
time in the morning after we
That
drop
is so
off the kids.
nice.
We
So
do.
it's like almost
So like the
Start-
family drops.
Oh,
the
don't
kids off.
go. Kid
Don't
yourself.
gloss over it. You're royal. Be until about
My
halfway
wife.
there.
Whom I love,
Not a morning person.
not a morning person.
Not a morning
No,
person.
I'm not either.
No,
I am.
no.
At all.
No,
But I'm
yeah,
still
you
not-
are.
6:45 every morning.
No, oh.
No. Oh,
Now let's go to the end of the day. Who gets them? Who bathes them?
But I get them dressed. So
And
we
then
know
who-
bathing is a thing.
Have you
this
ever,
is the thing.
unless I'm not at the house at 10,
Yes.
put them down? Who
Yes,
puts them
I
down
have.
every night?
You do.
So I get them up, I put them down, I bathe them, I feed them.
Here's
Can
the
I have
thing,
some
though.
of his DNA, please?
Yes,
I
no,
need
but
to
here's
clone
the
you
thing.
yeah.
I
The only
don't.
problem
No,
with that
I'm
is
having said all that, I'll say this: I do it willingly, I do it happily because they're
Hold
my
up, and
kids.
you also
I love
cook.
them. Yes, I do.
No, but
I
I
like
cook
to cook.
too. No, and I cook too, and then I clean up.
No,
He cooks, I clean up. I cook, I clean
He
up.
makes cookies and chocolate that supersedes anything.
I make cookies and chocolate and
Not
cake.
like
I
you.
baked a cake from scratch.
She did. She made me a blueberry pie once with the
Crumb
streusel-
topping.
the
Oh, I
crumb-
cook.
like the Amish people
Ask
do.
him
Oh,
about
it's so
my.
good.
Ask him about my meatloaf. Ask him
Best
about
meatloaf. Better than
my
my mama's.
chicken cordon bleu. Yeah, I know. I cook, and I clean.
Don't you love the balance?
I know.
here?
Yes,
Don't you love it?
but it's taken years. It's taken 11 years of this.
but that's
When
but
we first
I can
got
honestly say
married-
marriage is not something that you just do. It's something
No.
you have to work at.
And it changes. The dynamic changes. He could get a job that's going to put him. He used to work what was it? You had to get up at 3 in the morning.
Yep.
2, 3 in the morning. You would be home by like 1 in the afternoon, 12, 1 in the afternoon.
I was working morning radio.
Morning radios and in like North Lauderdale.
Yeah, I had a 50-mile commute every day.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's 150 there, 50 back.
Yeah. 100-mile commute. Yeah.
I thought mine was back.
Yeah. And then by 7 o'clock, he's like, I need to be going to bed. There was a lot of stuff at that point that, needed to be. I was working 9 to 5. We only got that 2 hours after he went to sleep. Would be like, all right, let me clean up the kitchen. You have to balance. And, he knows why I don't lay down with the girls at night because I'll be passed out. And then there's no quality time later on.
Well, and to be honest,
I do enjoy my quality time.
He does enjoy his quality time. And he has tons of TV shows that he's DVR'd, or I'm going to binge watch this one.
I've got a million comic books.
I
got
sit
books,
on the couch or I go in bed whatever time, I'm out in 10 minutes. So there's no coming back to, okay, now it's our quality time.
But I think the important thing in all of this is understanding that being able to reach that point, the most important thing is having that open communication.
Right. Definitely.
That, you have to find what works.
Right. You have to figure out.
It's a lot of trial. It's a lot of trial and error.
It is.
And that's what I was going to say. And it might, we might decide on something and then kind of be like, yeah, okay,
that doesn't work.
This
We
isn't
need
working.
to flip
So
it.
let's discuss it. Let's sit down again and like reconvene and kind of come
what
up
you
with like a
don't
new
want to
plan.
do is leave the dishes in the sink for 3 days thinking that your partner is going to catch on that, you know what? No, you're doing the dishes this time. You actually have to tell them.
You have to tell them. And
I've
then
done the dishes the last 30
You can't get
times.
mad when the dishes
It's your
aren't
turn
done
to
and
do
they're
the
not
dishes.
my dishes. But
So-
if he says, hey, honey, do the dishes. Okay, I'll do the dishes.
I'm glad you feel that way because there's
I
a
do.
sink full of them waiting for you at home.
Can't wait.
Folks, and you
Can't
have
wait.
just listened to How to Compromise.
See, this is
Live.
11
That's how we
years
do it.
of
Live.
marriage.
Live.
That's why you
11
got it
years
for
of
free
marriage.
right here on
I know,
25.
right? We
Love
didn't even
it.
have to
Love
like.
it.
No
So
voices
play.
got raised. We
No.
still love each other.
It's nice.
Sex later? Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
It's a
So
great-
we're good.
I so much envy them.
Listen, ladies, I can tell you what it is. First of all, you're in a big city like this, and Arlene and
Yeah, give us
Barbie,
pointers.
Barbie,
Give us
Barbie.
pointers.
you've probably had your share of players, right?
Mhm.
All right. Here's what Kathy did, where she zigged where everybody else zagged. I'm from a small town in eastern Kentucky, and if I'm not from there, I'm from right across the river from a small town in western Ohio. All
You
right.
telling me I got to fly to Ohio?
You just got to
You gotta
find
date a
yourself
white boy.
nice redneck boy. That
It's
know.
the white boys.
Thought of that.
That's-
I never-
I wouldn't even say white
I-
because there's
well, not
rednecks
white,
of every
but
color in the
American,
rainbow.
yeah.
Wait, so Arlene and I have to book a flight to
No, I found him
Ohio?
right here. Actually, I
Find-
found him in Mars.
Find a redneck
You
boy
might
who's
have to go to the
ex-military
Everglades.
and is out of
I'm
the
pretty
military.
sure
Now,
There's a
now,
cabin
how
there
is
somewhere.
that
No.
gonna go with the redneck boy when Arlene asks him for a picture of him kneeling down next
Oh,
to
he'll
his
be
license
probably
plate?
next to his truck.
I guess he'll be there next to a pickup
with
truck.
confetti or the
Confetti
flag. And
Well,
the
they
big
don't do that
tires.
anymore.
No, they
Have you
don't.
noticed how they got rid of the Confederate flag and now nobody's
Oh,
racist?
don't get
That's
him
so
started.
awesome.
So don't get him started.
That's so awesome. They got rid of that flag and nobody's racist.
And it just changed everybody's mindset. right?
Immediately.
If
Wow.
we could just do that with everything
Oh
else
my
in the
gosh.
world, right?
Let's just get rid of
All right,
flags.
so let's-
Clearly, that's the problem.
That's the problem.
Don't egg him on. Don't.
He
doesn't
said
need
he
any-
promised he was
does
going to be
not
quiet.
need
Half the
egging-
distance, people.
See, he teased
Wait,
us.
wait, wait,
He
wait,
teased us.
wait,
I'm not going to have anything to say about today. I'm going to
That's
just
the
be quiet.
rednecks. So can I have some? Can you Google Maps?
You know, my cousin
screenshot?
Derek's single. No, of course
You
he doesn't.
always trying to
He
get me
doesn't
to meet
speak
Derek.
English. He speaks fluent redneck. If you've ever seen Boomhauer on
Oh,
on
God.
King of the Hill, that
Hill.
you got a can of oil. That's I love him to death.
How many teeth do we have?
He's
Oh,
all
he's
of
got
them.
all of his teeth.
He's all
You know,
of them.
and you know what's
He's,
great?
he's educated.
Wait, and
he's
you're
got
not
more
gonna-
college than me.
You're not going to argue with him because half the time you're not going to know what the hell he's saying.
It's
like that's it.
All you got to listen to it. Yeah, baby. That, yeah, baby. That same thing. Barbie. He's cousin Derek's single.
So what? Whoever toss up, whoever.
I guess. I reckon. Yeah, he's a handsome feller.
He's cute.
He is cute.
See, show the camera so I can see what old Derek
Oh,
looks
he is
like there.
cute.
See?
Wait. Let me.
Let me find a better picture. What's
No,
kind of
I
blurry?
think-
No, we're playing Love Connection.
Hey, no, I'm a
It's
good.
redneck love
I'm a
connection on the
good, I'm a
female
good
perspective.
Facebook stalker. That's my favorite thing to do. So yeah, we'll continue.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, we'll
later.
get into this after
Well,
the show.
we'll keep you posted.
All right,
because
so-
Derek-
But you guys have a
mention.
Facebook page, right?
Yeah.
we do.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this Facebook
So
page.
it's Yes,
the female
Facebook.
perspective.
So it's called The Female Perspective, and there you're able to have links to the shows. You can let us know what you think. You can let us know anything that you want us to talk about.
If you have a single uncle that would be just perfect for either me or Barbie,
Just got to be willing to take his picture next to his
and take a second girl out. I mean, maybe you two could
tag.
That's right. If he doesn't like one,
what about
Eureka!
What about though if you double date with somebody? Do you still need to bring a girlfriend? Let's say that you have a date with this guy and she tells you, I'm going on a date with some new guy tomorrow too.
No, then it'd be just
Would you say let's go, or would you still tag your
would
friend
it be
along?
5 of us?
No, it would definitely be just 4.
Okay.
Well, all right. Well, when we come back, we're gonna wrap up with the 10 signs of, or 10 ways to balance your love and career. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Female Perspective on 247miami.tv.
This is Wilma Shakespeare,
Anger,
and Disaster Chief
from Miami's Vice City Rollers, inviting you to tune in to Rink Rash Radio on 247miami.tv. New shows every Saturday at 9 p.m. with encore replays Monday at noon and 10 p.m., Tuesdays at 10 a.m.,
and Wednesdays at 10 a.m. and again at 10 p.m.
Find out everything you've ever wanted to know about roller derby and the 305. Get the 411 on the women's team,
the men's team,
and even the juniors. Rink Rash Radio. Rink Rash Radio.
Rink Rash Radio.
On 247miami.tv.
And you see one movie, it's called The Wedding Ringer.
Hey, I'm Kevin Hart.
And I'm Josh Gad.
And right now we're on 24/7 Miami.
You come on out and you see Wedding Ringer.
That's right.
Hello, everybody. George West here to tell you what you can expect on 247miami.tv. How about the 305 Nuts? My show, The George West Show, The Dirty Laundry, The Fantasy Frauds, Metal and Mayhem, plus the best DJs Miami has to offer. You can find it all right here on 247miami.tv, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Try to get a deal like that anywhere else. Afraid you just can't do it. Only here, 247miami.tv.
Calor y sabor, aquí en 24/7 Miami.
Octavio, yo, Doc Ock. What? Get your together. We gotta go. Go where? We're moving. Did you hear the memo? We're moving to Wednesdays. Wednesdays? Yes, we're moving to Wednesdays at 7. Get your together. Put John and Ricky in the box. We gotta go. Okay.
Get me out of here. That's right. The Royo Show is moving now to Wednesdays at 7 o'clock, only on 247miami.tv.
Y'all having a good time out there.
247miami.tv. From glitz and glamour to fashion, function, and the nuts. 247miami.tv, your host for Network Under the Sun. Just two nuts in the Magic City, bringing you sports, news, local events, Miami meat and potatoes with Pittsburgh salt and pepper. 247miami.tv.
Hold on, that's right.
And now back to The Female Perspective with your hosts, Barbie Bonder, Kathy Whitmire, and Arlene Thalon.
Put on there.
Hi, welcome back to The Female Perspective. I'm Barbie Bonder, LCSW.
Hi, I'm Kathy Whitmire, LMHC.
And I'm Arlene Thalon, a psychotherapist.
And today we've been discussing how to balance love, life, career. We've been going over 10 ways to balance your career with your love life. So we went over
boundaries.
We went over
talking about finances.
Never going to bed angry.
Not talking about angry. Taking time out for one another. Balancing sacrifices as far as careers. Showing conditional support. You know, sometimes you don't really want to hear about his day if you've had a long one, but you still do. You still need to ask those questions. It is 50. I think one time, relationships are 50-50, and you both yelled at me, it's 100. I remember that. But no, but you know what I mean? Yeah, we each have to put in.
We yell out of love. Okay?
Yeah, exactly. As do I. We still have to, yes, we put in 100% of our efforts to our relationship, just how we do to our work when we're there. But
it's important. Yeah, it's important.
There is
to
you do have to
show your
he's
partner.
equally as important as I am.
Yeah, to show your
I
partner
love when
interest.
somebody texts me or asks me, and be like, "How is your day going?" Especially if something just really blew off or something just blew up, and they be like, "How?" They have no idea what I'm talking
what
about,
it's going on,
or what the judge done told me, or just belittled me in court or whatever. But just the fact that somebody asks, how is your day going? And I think it sets the night.
See.
Takes the edge off.
Points to you.
Oh, you just got
the same thing that she was talking about. You did.
She was showing us the text that you sent.
How's your day?
No,
going?
it was
hey,
sexy. How's your day?
How's
going?
your day going?
What?
That's
that
sweet.
I was showing her how you do what she was saying that she liked.
Well, I am the gold standard.
Yeah.
but it is important, regardless of what it is that's happening in your day, to be able to show that presence and interest in what's happening in your partner's day and how your partner is, to check in and see what's going on.
But again, what if you work with your partner? I keep going back to this because to me
that's
just
do you really know a lot of people that have careers and businesses together?
I do know some. I do know some, and I just don't know how they do it. And how do you ask your husband how his day went when you were there?
When he's been playing solitaire all day long.
Okay, I have an interesting thing about showing unconditional support. My track record with coaches.
Yes, we do.
So now the new thing now is maybe if I learn the game of football, I would have more interest.
I was thinking it's like maybe I should start coaching a team for something if I was single, honey. Because apparently, it's you get your crack at every single mom out there.
No. You're getting first dibs on this mom right here. And after listening to earlier in the show.
Oh, hell no.
Exactly.
No.
Hey. Wait. So what's the problem?
I would never send you a picture of me with the next to my car. I would, I'm sorry that you feel you need that. I'm not the guy for you to date.
And as long as that's established, you could go your way and I would go mine. And
I'm already actually on my way. Thank you so much.
But your cousin,
live long and prosper.
Derek.
We'll talk to him. We'll talk to Derek.
But to show unconditional support. So if you take interest, because me personally, like hating, never wanting to understand the game of football. Of course, every time
you hate it. I'm not.
I love football.
Yeah, I like football too. It's not like, oh my god, like I see it's football season.
No, I love football. I love football.
You do?
Just putting that out there.
See, guys.
Just saying.
I just, the perfect night for me is just, sit around playing video games. And my favorite movie, Star Wars.
Star Wars. I love wings in the air and football.
Just be you, okay?
Yeah, but she likes.
If we want to hang out with another dude,
I'm being honest. I love football. I used to have season tickets to football games. Sadly, the Miami Dolphins.
I've always represented the Dolphins. Talk about the Dolphins like that.
No, you don't even like football. Do you know who they are?
The Dolphins.
Okay,
I like
thank
the
you.
Heat. I like.
Notice how her voice went like up a whole octave.
I like the Heat.
Not you, her.
I'm just.
You can't speak. You can't talk, and she's talking like a Mouseketeer over here.
But I do love football. I used to have season tickets in the 90s. I've been a big football fan for a long time. I could teach you to understand football.
Yeah,
I know.
I understand football. I can watch along and know what offsides and.
Well, that's where we need to meet now.
Okay,
all right then.
Or you could just find a dude that's not into sports.
No, but she was talking about her track record with coaches.
Well, it's because it's by proximity.
True, you have a boy.
She's taking your son to practice. You're available. You're available. Yeah. He's available. You're talking to this guy. And you have it's not based on sex, love, anything. You're talking about your son and his performance and the next game and all this. So, like a friendship, you now have a platform, a foundation, if you will, on which to build a relationship. It's just in your particular case, your foundation is built with bamboo.
That's
bamboo is very strong, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, until it's not.
Oh, okay.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
All right,
so
we're moving on. Moving on because we're running out of time.
So make sure that you love the person, not their title. So for the health of your relationship, if you suddenly fall in love with your partner as a person, make sure that it's the person that you're into, not what their position,
not the vice president or the
CFO. Every time you introduce him,
unless
my husband's the attorney.
Unless it's Prince Henry. In
Okay.
that particular case, I guess you could kind of be impressed by
You
the
can.
the
Yes.
title.
Yes. Okay.
I
That's
mean,
fine.
he's a
All right.
freaking Prince of
fine,
England.
fine,
I mean, come on.
That's
Okay,
fine.
but that's the
but
one
that's
exception.
a birthright, though. That's not a.
Well, he's
thing
never
that-
going to be king unless his brother.
Still, but he
kicks
will
him off
always
it.
be prince, and he
And
was
even
born
no, not even then,
prince.
because his brother and then the little
son.
George
Right.
would have to kick the bucket.
Right,
and I
but
don't
we're
think-
but we're talking
Yeah, I
about
think it's
that's
important-
a birthright. That's somebody that's born into that title, and you'll always have that.
yeah,
Title.
you get the money without any of the responsibility of being the king.
But
Is
just
he-
make
is he-
sure
is he
that
single?
this person is not the illusion of who the person
Right.
is,
Right.
or the illusion of what their
Or
career
that,
is,
yes,
or
because
what
a lot it's like they
do.
fall in love with the
You know,
paycheck every 2
correct.
weeks, and then
That's why I have
something
I have
happens in this
I
economy.
have
Nothing's
I have
certain.
an issue when people say you about dating the potential in a person,
Exactly.
Yeah,
and then in your
that may
mind
never
you,
get there.
right, and that's like setting
And they're
yourself
done
up for-
that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay.
Ah.
See.
Yeah,
But she's got insight now.
I do. Told you 40 years.
It took her 40 years. All right, do the decision 2-step. I like this. It's like a little dance. You're not operating independently now. So you
Always
make a
sure
decision.
that your decisions
Are-
are also run by
Exactly.
your partner.
You can't
that
sit
you
there.
are not the one doing everything, and then your partner's like, wait, and
How
you're
come
like,
I
"Oh,
didn't
no, we
have a
already-
say
yeah,
in
we
that?
already
Yeah.
took care of that. Why wasn't I consulted? Why didn't we sit and talk about this? Why didn't I know what happened?
Right.
It goes both ways. Make sure that, again, comes back to compromise, communication, reaching agreements with your partner. That's important when you have a partner.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, I think with that
Is
we're
that
good.
it?
No,
That's all
we're not
ten?
done. No,
No.
The well, we
But
kind
wait,
of talked
there's
about.
more.
There's more, and
There's
this
2
one you're
more.
going to like.
Well, no, but we already talked about that. Sharing household duties.
and we came up with a list.
Assign clear. No. I
What,
was
is
just
another
kind of.
list of
No,
things
no,
for me
no,
to
no.
do?
No, I
she
was
was
just kind of like
adding up
doing.
if you guys are dividing everything
We're
evenly.
kind of even
Because I think based on our previous segment,
I kind of got
she
put there
was
on-
left a little bit weary.
I reject her list. on
No,
its
it's
face.
actually
No,
it's very
not.
fair.
It's
It's
just
balanced.
balanced. Like,
It's
you know,
balanced.
laundry,
How
but
the
I
hell
do.
would you guys know what's fair? You
Because
don't
we're
know
not-
what's fair.
I wrote it down.
wrote it down. It
I
must
did
be
tell
real
you
if
before
she wrote
too.
it down
My
because she
house
wrote
is
it
a
down.
my house is a pigsty because this is the only things we do. No, like, but no, if I go grocery shopping, then he helps me bring the bags out. You know, there is a balance, and no, not all the time is he going to be doing the cooking. And
Oh, this is the big one.
That this is a huge one.
yes, so because we already talked about the
Oh,
household
God.
duties. Yes, he does do a little bit.
So
more
the last thing
things.
to balance your love,
Dun,
marriage,
dun,
and life
dun.
is
Mhm.
to forgive and apologize.
I seem to do that a lot.
That's right. The apologizing, because there's nothing to forgive. I'm perfect.
Of course, baby.
Well, that was
Um,
nice and short and sweet.
I
really
know.
can't
See, oh,
look at
you were
that.
expecting a foul. Look at him.
Oh,
you.
brother. So what ends up happening, relationships in a world of stress is kind of like sometimes the thing that helps you decompress.
Right.
Like we said, you come home and you have someone to be with, and you have someone that you can talk to kind of let off steam and stuff like that, especially like in your work and that kind of thing.
My philosophy is I just need somebody that I can scream at and then let me go buy Powerball tickets and I'll be okay.
Wait.
Do you want to scream at them?
I just want to just release it, vent, scream.
But why do you have to scream at
I
him?
just need to scream and let it off and then
Oh,
let me
okay.
go get my Powerball tickets.
But you
and I'll
can
be
do that
okay.
in your car. You don't have
On your
to
way
do-
to get the Powerball
Yeah,
tickets.
there you go.
You like that? What if you don't scream at him? You just get in your car, scream on your way to get your tickets.
Yeah. No, but seriously, okay, don't hold grudges. We need that. Don't
I
hold
have
grudges. That's something that doesn't help anybody. If you're still mad, 2 weeks ago because he forgot to put the pillow back where, come on. That's never going to help with anything. Communicate a lot. Show,
And let's be
you know-
honest, if you did something that is bothering your partner, if you did something that really wasn't considerate,
Apologize.
apologize.
Yeah.
Take the initiative to realize that you did something, acknowledge what it is that you did, and apologize for what it is that you did, and
be
then move on from
sincere
there.
in the apology. Just be like, "Okay, I'm so sorry. Sorry."
But take that time. That's so much appreciated, at least to me, if you know that something bothers me, if you know that something that you did wrong or
Right.
whatever the situation is. I mean, acknowledge, okay, you know what? Maybe I didn't do the best thing. Maybe that wasn't the right way to handle that. Maybe that wasn't the best thing. And just go ahead and apologize. And then when you apologize to the person, make sure that you forgive and that you understand what this person
Because at the,
has
you know,
said.
we are human beings and we are going to get upset
Capable of
and
making mistakes
you
and
know,
everything is not
yeah,
gonna
and we're not
always run
perfect.
smoothly.
And sadly, the person that we hurt the most is usually who we
Spend
are
the most time
closest
with.
to,
and we
end
can
up hurting
talk
them.
all day about this because this was such a great topic.
So
Yes,
let's give you our number if you want to go ahead and call us 786-565-4757. If there's anything that you want to discuss, if you want to make an appointment with you, we remind you that we are clinicians. We do see people on the outside to kind of help you with whatever it is that's happening and come to terms with things
and help you balance your
and
life.
help you balance your life and your love and your career. And also like us on Facebook at The Female Perspective. Go ahead, give us your opinions. Let us know what it is that you think, anything that you want us to talk about. And saying goodbye to this topic, we just want to say that there really is no one way to handle anything in life.
Yeah.
You have to find what works for you.
What balance.
What balance works for you. And only you could decide that. So make sure that you just take time to be okay with yourself and, you know, not put so much stress on yourself.
Exactly. Remember to also follow us on the 247miami.tv website. You can catch us on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. and on YouTube. Thanks for joining us. We'll
And
see you
enjoy your
next
day.
week.
Bye.
Bye.